USC might be one of the most polarizing colleges in America. And even though this place is known as one of the best colleges in the West, USC's reputation has absolutely plummeted over the past few months. Now, USC is notoriously known as the #1 culprit in the biggest admission scandal in college history. And considering they've been accused of lying about their numbers, canceling graduation, professors doing drugs, and as of recent, a ton of protests around campus, this place has been so under fire recently that they've completely closed off the gates to the public to protect the little reputation they still have left. But even with a ton of scandals, USC still boasts a whopping 12% acceptance rate and ranks among the top 30 colleges in the entire country. So today we're out here in Southern LA to do what we do best. Ask the students how the hell they got in here and how to get in. Because they still won't let me inside. But you know what? To the village we go, baby. So first question, starting off easy here. What is your name? Where are you from? And what are you studying here at USC?
Hi, my name is Joshua Morey Grossman.
James McCall.
Ian Weiscarver.
Aaron Chang.
James Kong.
John Cabanis.
Catherine Nero. I'm from Tampa, Florida.
New York City.
Wilmette, Illinois.
Ukiah, California, which is a small town in NorCal. No one's ever heard of it.
Hey, shout out Ukiah.
I'm from South Florida.
Mumbai, India.
Pasadena, California.
Chicago, Illinois, and I'm studying computer science.
Immunology.
Aerospace engineering.
Pop music and music industry.
Film and television production.
English lit, pre-law, that makes it respectable.
I study popular music performance as a vocalist.
Yeah. Wow, fancy stuff. Big singer.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You have anything you want to plug?
My debut single, Goddess, it's on all streaming platforms, so check it out. Catherine with a K.
Catherine with a K, there you go, awesome. And was USC your first choice of a college?
I'm gonna feel kind of douchey saying this, but it's called the University of Second Choices for a reason.
Well, kind of.
It wasn't for a while, came on my radar a little late.
I mean, it was my top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
What were the other 3?
Just applied to like what everyone did, you know. Who didn't apply to MIT?
Like Michigan, Ross, UNC. All the UCs basically, Georgia Tech.
I wanted to go to Wake Forest. I thought I wanted to pursue political science like my whole life.
I also applied to a bunch of UCs, and I got into a few. I didn't get into UCLA, which is probably why I'm here.
It's a little complicated because ever since I was a little kid, USC was always my dream school, but then I applied ED to NYU.
I always loved USC, but IED Northwestern.
I applied to 20 other schools. I actually transferred into USC.
Oh wow, from where?
Florida State.
No way.
I actually transferred from Emerson College, if you know where that is, and eventually they let me in after like 3 tries.
I ED'd to the University of Pennsylvania, but on the West Coast, USC was my #1 school.
Oh my gosh, look at this. All ED in somewhere else, but ended up at USC. Yes! Kind of getting into the more fun questions here. What is the weirdest interaction you've had with another USC student?
Oh man, that is a good question.
Weirdest interaction.
Oh gosh.
I did see a homeless man in the village the other day wearing a ZB t-shirt, and I was like, okay, thrifting.
I've seen someone's like wig fall off in an elevator before.
I was once chased by someone on some hard drugs. I don't know if the word crackhead is offensive, but it was a crackhead.
There was one time where I was really close friends with somebody. I didn't realize that they had a twin. So I was like, yo, what's up? I'm dabbing him up. I'm giving the whole 9 yards. And he's confused out of his mind.
One time I was leaving Ronald Tudor Campus Center, and someone came up to me and was like, dude, hi, how have you been? Long time no see, and talked with me for 10 seconds. No idea who they were.
I guess the weirdest thing would be random people coming and just asking for your number or stuff like that.
Wow, Riz! What is the most bizarre rich thing you've seen a student do at USC?
Bizarre rich thing?
Bizarre rich thing.
Where do I start?
I heard this one conversation. They were talking about how they really hated the color of their Rolls Royce now, and they were going to ask for their birthday for a different color because they just could not handle the one color they had right now.
Oh wow. Yeah, that definitely tops our list so far. That's something else.
I heard of someone who paid for a sorority rush coach.
People just rent out really nice restaurants and places to have birthday parties.
I've heard of a couple students oh yeah, I'm going on my friend's private jet this weekend. I'm like, damn.
I knew this guy. I was watching him stock trade during right before class started. And he's like, yeah, I put 20K down. I'm 3K up right now. I'm like, that's crazy. I heard of a student who was spending about $10,000 a month eating out every single day in Santa Monica.
Oh, well, that definitely, I'm speechless. That tops our list for sure. And kind of moving into the more academic side here, what do you think is the #1 study tip that helped you get into USC?
Ooh, study tip?
Ooh.
You're asking the film major, the art guy?
Put on that nice lo-fi beats, and then this is a little known secret, ASMR on YouTube. That shit, it's got you, man. It's got you.
I think my #1 study tip is using the Pomodoro method. I use the 45-minute working and then 15-minute off break.
Doing your best just to try and grind it out, like turning your phone off, making sure that you don't have any distractions.
Trying to get into like a flow state, sort of, making sure you're in an environment where you can focus.
I think just putting in the time. Anybody can learn anything as long as you put in the time.
Find what you love and just keep at it. There's like advice someone gave me where it was like, watch your favorite movie and like read their script like 10 times, and then eventually you just get better at the craft.
I think just try to apply yourself in as many ways as you can. Try to do everything you can to give back to your community. Find what you're passionate about. They appreciate that here. So yeah.
Wow, you are very well spoken. That's amazing.
It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game.
It really is.
Yeah.
And speaking of numbers, so obviously you got into USC, which means you had some pretty good high school stats.
I would hope so.
So, what was your GPA, your test scores, and were you in any extracurriculars in high school?
I'm very much a legacy student.
My GPA coming in was a 4.0.
4.0.
4.0.
My GPA was around like 4.8, 4.9.
4.83. 4.7 weighted.
I had, I think, like a 4.3 GPA. It's been a while for me.
I did have a pretty good GPA. I think it was a 3.8.
3.9.
3.9 out of 4.
Hey, I think that's pretty great. You're doing better than me.
So I actually didn't have to submit my SAT and ACT scores because I'm a music major, so I'm gonna leave that one out. But
Test scores, SAT, I think I got like a 1520.
1530.
1550.
1400.
I think it was around 1500.
ACT was a 34.
35.
33 on the ACT, which is, I guess, average at USC here.
My ACT super score was a 30.
Same.
Oh, twin. And what was the third question? Oh, extracurriculars.
Extracurriculars, I did underwater robotics, I did volleyball.
I started the mental health club at my high school. I started the dance club. I was the treasurer of my school's key club.
I was the music director of my a cappella group. And then outside of that, I was like in an entertainment group.
I only really had mock trial.
Big debater?
This is debatable.
Very debatable. Oh, I see what you did there.
I was the president of Current Events Club, president of Women's Health Club, and I started dance club at my high school as well.
Various kinds of video production clubs, Asian American groups.
Mainly actually musical theater stuff. I was in an a cappella group. I was the president of my a cappella group. And I'm also a recording artist, so that was a huge thing for me that I was working on.
Wow, look at all you guys. You are checking all the boxes. I love it. And I have one final question for you here. It's the question that everybody's been waiting for. What is the biggest USC scandal you've heard while you've been here?
The biggest scandal?
I can't say anything like too problematic because I don't want to get canceled.
It's tough to say anything other than anything what's going on right now.
I mean, what's going on right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think President Folt handing out Travis Scott hats as a makeup for not having like a big commencement ceremony is kind of odd.
You know, commencement, Travis Scott hat, you know, same thing.
Besides this one, obviously, is the one with Sigma Nu like 2 years ago.
Freshman year, a lot of the frat stuff that ended up happening, or there's a lot of like sexual assault allegations with the frats. Yeah. USC is not very good about handling like any controversy, as we've experienced recently.
And then obviously whatever's happened in the past was like the admissions thing.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues. I was at the doctor's office one time in Florida, and they're like, did you pay to get in? And I was like, no, I actually didn't.
I heard there was a scandal on one of the roofs where 2 students were doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you are hitting me with all the best answers today. This is amazing.